Welcome to Audrey's Southern Cooking. How are you? My name is Nita, and today is video 3, week 3 of our 8-week Christmas cookies series. So as you know, Thanksgiving's almost here. Christmas is getting closer because this is about the middle of November. Thanksgiving's just right around the corner. This recipe is something you can find anywhere. I'm going to actually make Nestle Tall House cookies, but what I'm going to do is we're going to change the recipe a little bit. We're going to do, instead of just doing the chocolate chip cookies, we're going to do 3 versions of the same recipe, same batch. Sorry, that was my timer telling me my oven was heated. All right, so let's look and see what we got to have. Okay, so what we're going to do, we have our flour. So this is going to be 2 1/4 cups of flour. I have a teaspoon of baking soda. I have a teaspoon of salt. Then I also have 3/4 cup of just regular white sugar. 1 cup of butter that's going to be softened. 2 eggs. And then we're going to have, of course, a teaspoon of vanilla for flavoring. I also have 3/4 cup of brown sugar. When you're doing the Tall House cookies, let me move my egg so I can show you. When you're doing the Tall House cookies, this is what you're used to seeing. And you're gonna do chocolate chips, and you can add nuts if you want. Well, before we get to the point of adding the nuts, first we're gonna do just some plain sugar cookies. I'm just gonna do a plain recipe. Then I'm gonna divide the rest of the dough into half. And then I'm gonna add a tablespoon or 2, we're going to do it by taste test, peanut butter. Then we're going to take the other half of our plain batter. That's when we're going to add some chocolate chips. So we're not going to add the full 2 cups that it calls for. We're going to do it, we're just going to look at our eyes, use our eyes and see what looks good in there. And I went ahead and chopped a 1/2 cup of pecans. So that's our 3 versions we're going to do. We're going to do sugar cookies. Then we're going to have peanut butter cookies. Then we're going to have our regular chocolate chip and nut cookies. All right, let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take our flour. This is 2 1/4 cups. I've already sifted it. You're going to add your salt and your baking soda. Just kind of mix it in a little bit. Is get our stand mixer or hand mixer if you have a hand mixer. And we're going to put our room temperature, it's a little soft. We're going to put 1 cup of butter. Then we're going to add our 1 cup of sugar. It's 3/4 cup of sugar, not a cup, and 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Taking my flat paddle here. I'll put this on. And I'm just going to start it on like number 2, and I'm going to let this beat a minute. I'll slide it over where you can see. It will come back in just a couple minutes. All right, so what I did is I turned it on high and let it go for just a few minutes. So you can see that it's whipped up and it's creamy, if you can see in there. Then what we're going to do, lock it down, we're going to turn it on low. We're going to add 1 egg at a time. Just kind of let that beat in. And I'm going to apologize now. Izzy, if you know, is my cat, and she is running around with her tail all puffed up, running around, doing her little cat playing. So if you see her or hear her, just ignore her. She's being silly. All right, so it's time for our second egg. All right, so I'm gonna stop it here. As you know, you have to stir this around, scrape the sides and the bottom, especially with the sugar because it sits on the bottom. All right, that looks good. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna add a little flour. And we're gonna mix that and then we'll add the rest, because if you don't, you're gonna get flour all over the plate. And let that mix. I'm gonna mix it on low. Then when that gets mixed, we'll come back. One thing I did forget to add, as usual, I always forget something, is my vanilla extract. Hey, but I didn't forget it completely, so that's a bonus. And it's sitting right here in front of me the whole time. Then we're gonna add 1 teaspoon. All right, look at this. Look at that. Look at that beautiful cookie dough. First thing I'm gonna do, and what I did was I got me some sugar, a little granulated sugar. Got me a little scoop. So what you can do is scoop up some, make sure you drag it across there. Then you wanna just put it in your hand. I just kind of roll them. Just slightly roll them. First I'm gonna drop this in here and just coat it in sugar. And I'm just gonna set it down. Taking just a little cup, just something small. We're just kind of getting a little sugar on the bottom so it don't stick. I'm just gonna mash it. Not too flat. If you can see, it's not too flat. So I'm just gonna do several of these and then we're gonna come back and I'll mash them for you so you can see. So we'll just, again, just put it right in my hand. Just roll it a little. And we're gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and do a dozen. All right, so I kind of moved some things over a little bit where you could get a little bit better seeing. So I've got 12 cookies here and I went a little smaller with these last few. Again, we're just gonna dump it in the sugar. And this is more of like a flour, just to kind of keep it from sticking like we did that one. And I see, they're not putting even pressure, so make sure you put even pressure. All right. Now these are ready to go in the oven. Okay, so I've had my oven preheating at 375. Here goes our pretty sugar cookies. Scooping this dough out. That way we can try to have roughly a dozen a piece. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this back on here, and this I'm gonna make peanut butter. All right, I'm just gonna take a tablespoon, and I'm gonna do like a heaping tablespoon. Well, you know what? Maybe I won't put that much. I'm still gonna put a heaping one, but not as much. And then I'm just gonna put that on about a medium for just a minute and let that mix in. Now, normally peanut butter cookies are honestly peanut butter, eggs, and a little flour. That's all a peanut butter cookie really is just flour, a little flour, eggs, and lots of peanut butter. But we're gonna try this. Looks good. Smells like peanut butter. What we're gonna do as well is go ahead and take this that I set aside. And as you see, we don't have 2 cups of this would be way too much for that. So I'm not gonna measure, we're just gonna kind of go with it. Let's see what that looks like. I think that would work better. Tell you what, I'll just use this fork here and I'll get me another fork. Little nuts, because I can be a little nuts. I'm trying to be funny this early in the morning because I got up early today. So what I'm looking for is, I'm when I use my scoop. I want to make sure there's chocolate chips in every scoop, and it looks like we're going to be covered really good. All right, welcome to the counter. My cookies kind of spread out pretty good. Just look at that. Look at how beautiful that cookie is. Even if it did come out. What I did was I sprinkled a little bit of flour in my rest of my cookie dough, just to add a little bit more of a texture to hold it together. Just a little bit. Chocolate chip. Oven time, and I got 12 cookies. See you at the oven. Here's our chocolate chip with pecan cookies. I wound up turning the heat down to 350 because they were still not done in the middle but brown everywhere else. So I turned it down and wound up cooking it just a few minutes longer. Look how beautiful these are. Oh. So what we're gonna need for this is a fork, our little scoop, our sugar again, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna scoop the cookie just like we've been doing. And I'm just gonna put it right here. There. For some reason there's a shadow today and I don't understand that. Just scoop your cookie out. I'm gonna take my trusty little cup with the sugar on it. Make sure you have plenty of sugar on there so it doesn't stick. And then you're just gonna take your fork, make sure you put sugar on it, or flour, and crisscross. Okay, we got our scoop. Put it in my hand. And then we're just going to, sorry, I got sugar on my cup here, so you're just gonna put it in the sugar and toss it around a little bit. You're gonna put it on your pan. And you can do it that way. All right, welcome back to the counter. Look who's talking. Say hi. All right. So here are my peanut butter cookies. They spread out a little bit, but not too bad, but my gosh, these things smell so delicious. All right. Taking these off here. Right, before we do a taste test, I just wanted you to look all three of the cookies. This is the sugar, the peanut butter, and of course the chocolate chip with pecan. Now you see kind of why I've done the crisscross in there, so you can kind of see the difference. And know this, with the brown sugar in there, it's not going to make a white cookie, which is fine by me. These are suggestions. You do not have to do this. You can make all of them the chocolate chip if you want. Let's try these cookies. All right. Let's try the peanut butter first. This is my favorite. Oh, look at the bottom. Look at the pretty bottom. All right, let's do a little taste. I might should have put a little bit more peanut butter in it, but it tastes really good. That's my opinion. I like peanut butter cookies. That is really good. Look at that. Now remember, these kind of spread out and they touched each other. That's why it's kind of weird looking. And they're going to be a little crispier because they got thinner. And not as crispy as I thought, and it's kind of chewy right in the middle like you want. I like that. It's got a little bit of chewiness to it, like you want from a really gooey kind of cookie. I really like that one. I'm pleasantly surprised. I thought it was going to be really kind of crispy because they get thinned out so much. I like that better than the peanut butter, actually. I can taste the butter kind of at the back end of that. All right. Look at the chocolate chips. Oh, it's gonna be good. Oh, can you smell it? Oi, look at that. Well, a little crispy. All right. You see where I bit that chocolate chip? It just kind of went right through it. This chocolate chip cookie is so good. It's got that little bit of chocolate. I'm glad I didn't put more in there. I think this was just right, but I don't feel any nuts or taste any nuts. So I should have put a little bit more nuts in there. My opinion. Again, we just did a third of a batch, so I got 12 cookies, believe it or not, out of each batch. It was wonderful. All right, I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much for coming by. If you would like to subscribe, please do that and share it with your friends. I'm trying to get my subscription up. I need to hit 500 at the least. Would really like to have, I'm sorry, Izzy is scratching on my light post. Hold a minute, sorry. I have a light standing there and she's rubbing on it. Do you hear her? She's saying no, she didn't. I'm sorry about that. All right, I have to get her down. I'm sorry. Thank y'all again for watching. Please subscribe and share my channel. Again, I'm trying to get my subscription up. I'm almost 450, but I need to get minimum 500, and I would really need 1,000 or more. Once we get to 1,000, we're gonna go for higher, but right now, that's my big goal. I really need y'all's help. Thank y'all again for watching. Get you some chocolate milk or some coffee, hot cocoa bombs. I got a video on that. I'll try to put a link right there for you. This girl over here today. Y'all give a shout out to Izzy. In the comments, y'all shout out, hey Izzy. Also, help me support my channel. There's a Venmo and a PayPal link. It'll be down in the description. And I will give you a shout out if you donate even $5. Y'all come on and help me a little bit here. I need some help. All right, y'all have a great day. And I will see y'all in the next video.